Slater's an athlete, brother. Tough, athletic offensive tackle. Some say the second best tackle in the draft. Watching him and knowing his measurables. So I saw the film, okay. Then I saw the measurables, and the measurables support what I saw on film. Stu's athletic. Ran a 4.91 at his pro day. Now, full disclosure, I ran a 4.8 at the combine. Nervous, tight hamstrings, excuses. Dude, that close to me. Now, my pro day, I ran a 4.6, so I got right. I got back in form and shape. But the point is, this guy's an athlete. You watch him on film, he takes guys off the sidelines, like drives them to the sidelines, takes them to the bench. Second best lineman in the draft, respect to that. What's he going to be? A guy that can protect the Justin Herbert of the world, who is now your franchise quarterback. Let's go into the second round. Asante Samuel Jr. Damn, did I play against your daddy? Yes, I did. And now you talk about Jr., who some would say best corner in the draft. Some would say best man-to-man cover in the draft. But whatever you want to say, he shouldn't have been available when he was at number 47. He should have been off the board, but he wasn't. Now you find him on a team that he can make impact. These are two cornerstone picks for the Los Angeles Chargers. Let's talk about the Los Angeles Chargers. Why can these players have impact? It's because the Chargers were a 7-9 team that was full of injuries, but full of talent and potential. Stay healthy. We saw a 7-9 team that saw their quarterback change, make a push for a 7-9 team, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, turn into a Super Bowl champion. I know. I am not going on record right now saying the Los Angeles Chargers will win the Super Bowl because they were 7-9 this year. Quarterback continues to evolve. They can do something. But this team looks playoff bound. This team looks like it has a bright future. And these picks right here, especially at the top two in the first round and second round, is going to be part of that reason.
I think it's indisputable that the Chargers were like a top 3 best draft. Like, it's indisputable.
Even
because,
if you hate him.
in all honesty, we all knew the Chargers just needed a tackle.
Yeah.
Protect Justin Herbert, and you get that in Slater. But you also see what happens if you don't have a tackle, if you don't have a great offensive line. Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Burrow, as great as numbers as he was putting up, he got hurt. So why I zoom in and hone in on the Cowboys is kudos to Jerry Jones. Like, to me, this may be Jerry Jones' best draft, not because of the talent he acquired, but because of the discipline he showed.
Okay.
So, you know Jerry Jones, big dog. For the last 10 years, you could argue that he's really committed to offense. First, offensive line. Remember Jerry Jones, Tyron Smith, 2011. Jerry Jones, Zach Martin. Jerry Jones, Travis Frederick. He was like, nope, I'm going to build my offensive line. Then you saw from about 2016 moving forward, okay, let me focus on these skill positions. What's good, Zeke, in the first round? What's good, Dak Prescott in the fourth round? What's good, Michael Gallup in the third round? What's up, CeeDee Lamb in the first round? Then he starts to focus on his skill positions on offense. But all the while, Jerry has kind of neglected his defense.
Yeah.
So shout out to Jerry Jones. Shout out to you for your discipline of saying, bump this. I'm going to believe what Marcellus is selling. I'm going to believe what most of America is selling, even what Acho is selling. Cowboys, y'all should have the most prolific offense in the National Football League by talent.
Yes.
So if our offense is Gucci, I'm not going to go acquiring any more offensive weapons because I don't need it. Let me show some discipline and let me spend 6 picks. We had 6 draft picks out of the first 115 in the draft. Let me spend all 6 on defense, but not just defense. Because, Sel, I'm thinking about this quote as I'm talking. There's a quote, practice makes perfect. I don't agree with that.
Me either.
Perfect practice makes perfect.
I agree with that.
So draft picks don't improve a team. Intentional draft picks improve a team.
Look at you.
And the Cowboys were very intentional with who they were picking. Yeah, we could go get a linebacker. We could get a DB. But Dan Quinn, if you're a genius as far as defenses because you coordinated the number 1 defense in back-to-back years for the first time since 1985, 1986 Chicago Bears, then what do you need, Dan Quinn? Oh, you need a outside linebacker, stand-up linebacker like KJ Wright. Okay, that's Micah Parsons for you. Literally identical. He can pressure. He can play in coverage. He can blitz. He can do all these things. What else you need, Dan Quinn? You need you a 6'3", 6'4" cornerback. You're intentional in finding a 6'4" cornerback. Like, you don't just stumble into choosing a 6'4" cornerback. Most defensive coordinators, they don't like tall corners. You know this. I know this. Taller you are, lower center of gravity you have, harder to change direction. So wait a second. Let's go get Nashawn Wright because we liked Brandon Browner and Richard Sherman worked for us in our cover 3 scheme. The Cowboys didn't just draft players. They intentionally selected picks. And that's why when I look about it, they didn't just acquire talent. They acquired the talent that they needed. It wasn't just let's get the best player in the draft. It's let's get the most important player for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, hey, kudos to you, Jerry Jones. Kudos to you, all the Joneses. And kudos to you, McCarthy. Yep.
But here's the problem.
What you got?
You're doing this again. We're back in Vegas. I hate to go back to Vegas with you because you want to be at the tables all damn day. I want to go to the club. We got problems, but we're boys. Here you go again with your last $10. Cowboys defense. Talking about, oh, man, we hit. And I'm like, Acho, okay, I'm at the club. You're like, I can't hear you. I said, I'm at the club. And you show up, you got $100. You're like, I ain't got 10 no more. You coming from such a deficit that $100 look like everything. Bruh, the Chargers started off with a G and just doubled up. Got 2 G's. They can come to the club with me. They can help on the bill. You can't help on the bill with $100. There ain't even one drink in Vegas. So here we go. I'm looking at a team that didn't have those deficiencies. They just had injury issues, and they did need an offensive tackle. I respect that. Look at the Chargers in terms of what they needed going into the draft. I love the fact that you said intentional picks. Offensive tackle, cornerback, outside linebacker. They went offensive tackle, cornerback, receiver. Justin Herbert said thank you. Tight end. Justin Herbert said thank you. No more Hunter Henry. And then they went edge rusher with the Gumby band, they say. Chris Rump II. So you look at what their picks are. Not only are they intentional, they can help their draft picks of needs. But more importantly, we don't have that deficiency, that deficit. We're playing with a little more money here. That record of 7-9 for the Chargers is deceiving to teams. You're going to watch this team with all the talent that they have and the most important position solidified, and now you're just dressing this team up with accessories. Acho, I've taken you to Vegas. We're going to go to the tables. We're going to play with some real money. We're going to play with some Charger money. Then I'm going to take you to my Charger games, my season tickets I got, and you're going to come sit there and watch this team on the road to success, baby.
But let me ask you this. The Cowboys have literally, if their offensive line is healthy, which we assume it to be because they've come out there and they told us.
They're old. I thought I'm listening to you. You told me that
Tyron Smith is only 31. Now, he don't play no games, but I think he's only 31 years old. I know he doesn't. But he's only 31 years old.
All right.
Lyle Collins, he's, I think, maybe 27.
Yeah,
he's young. Missed last season with a hip injury, but he's young. If we believe Stephen Jones saying that the offensive line is healthy, you got Zeke, you got Dak, you got Gallup, you got Amari, you got CD, you got Schultz. Offense, we ain't even going to look at y'all. Blind eye. All we're looking at is defense. Then, Sel, I don't know. Because I agree with you that the Cowboys' deficiencies on defense are greater than the Chargers' deficiencies on one side of the ball. But I don't know if the Cowboys' deficiencies on defense are greater than the Chargers' deficiencies in totality. That's where I'm like, man, if the Cowboys, you ain't going to hit on every pick. No. I'm not assuming they're going to hit on every pick. Those first 6 picks, they might hit on 3 of them, hopefully. But in the event, you get you your Nashawn Wright, or you get you your Micah Parsons, who can be the cornerstone.
Another linebacker.
But
he's amazing. He's a beast.
Not even that. Let's go
there. How many linebackers are going to have?
Let's go there because fans are like that, another linebacker. You know the difference. 4-3 scheme, 3-4 scheme. America, just because some of y'all don't know, just because Madden doesn't necessarily tell you, 3-4 scheme, you got 2 inside linebacker body types.
Dogs.
4-3 scheme, you got 3 linebacker body types. So Micah Parsons is another linebacker. I don't see Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch both being on the team. No disrespect. Cowboys declined his 5th-year option today and said that, we're going to try to exercise a long-term deal. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't see them both being on the team. But when you move to a 4-3 scheme and you actually get 3 linebackers instead of 2 inside linebacker body types, I think they got the room for it, big dog. I think they got the
space. Do your job, though. Who's gone?
I think Vander Esch. Injuries.
Injuries.
They finally parted ways with Sean Lee, because of injuries. I think they got that PTSD of like, man, we drafted a linebacker high, incredibly talented.
And he was a beast before the injury.
Sean Lee? Sean Lee was both.
Vander Esch, too.
Yes, Sean Lee was a beast before injuries. Vander Esch, his rookie year, a beast. But I think the Cowboys are looking like, hey, man, we're not going to do with you what we did with Sean Lee and just sit here for 10 years to get 2 great seasons and then just watch you play hurt. So I'm with you. Totality, the one side of the ball, Chargers. Totality, man, Cowboys, you fix that defense. I think you fix everything.
Well, win and take by you, and I can't lose. I play for both teams. They love me everywhere I go. Coming up, LeBron James says he'll never get back to being 100% healthy. We'll get into why he would say that. But first, the drama